So we just cleared out an old tomato plant that was in here for about 1.5 years, and we sheet mulched this area, and for a few months we're going to grow annuals in here before we put in some of our perennial polyculture, which could be avocados. I'm just going to tell you the diversity here. There's a cutting celery that's coming out of the rock there. That's been there for a couple of years. Here's an eggplant that was here from the original planting of about 16 months. Here's perennial broccoli. We go into marigolds. We have spilanthes along the rock wall. That's our thermal mass for this area. And some lettuces here, some kohlrabi, fava beans, dill, cilantro. We have lots of flowering plants as well. Perennial. What is this called?
Geranium?
Geranium, yeah. And this is a tropical lupin. It's just coming into flower. This has an edible seed on it, but it's nitrogen fixing. So we're mixing the nitrogen fixing and the plants that help for pest control. We have a row of favas all the way down here, and a row of favas down that way. So it's all mixed and matched. So some things will need nitrogen, some things will take nitrogen. Lots of diversity here, lots of food, lots of medicine. And this is one of the ways we plant. Eventually this will all be into perennial polycultures. And Caitlin's just putting peas along that trellis, and next to our flower towers here, which we're growing additional beneficial flowers for the beneficial insects. There'll be a whole row of cilantro here that we'll let to go, some of it let to go to flower. Lupin. This is broccoli or cauliflower, it is right there. Some match. And again, this is very, very heavily mulched with willow leaves. And this is all full of worms, and it's digesting. All while this is growing the food. The soil is digesting while all these plants will be providing food for us in a month or so. And we do have a few slugs here, so we put out some honey traps, and we'll catch those, pick those off. Just a little bit of pest control goes a long way. Caitlin's putting some peas along here, the trellis up on this thing, take advantage of that. So we have lots of sugar snap peas, over 20 varieties of greens and salads and edible herbs that we can put into a salad for this winter. So we're going to look at how this section of the garden differs than our perennial polyculture, and we'll see how that is and what can we do there, what kind of opportunities do we have for the winter. So even in our perennial polyculture, spaces open up from season to season. So we're going to take an opportunity to plant some annual plants in here. These bush squash right next to the stone wall are going to be a bit more heat right here. Summer squash in the winter, and why not put a bush bean right between them. And we can already see that these are, some of these are fixing nitrogen already. So that's an added benefit for the squash. We can loosen that up a little bit. It's nice to have stuff planted in in pots so that you're stacking time. You actually take advantage of what the crop was growing in here. Wasn't ready to plant from seed, so we're going to grow it into bedding plants, and then we can let this soil digest a little bit. Get that right in there. Well, you can see there's quite a bit of mycelium down in here. And then on the next row up, we can do some kohlrabi. And then we can just go right on up. Maybe we'll put some fava beans in there, some broccoli or cauliflower, and then this whole area gets planted into annuals that we can harvest while the perennials are taking their time to fruit. This is a citrus that we transplanted from one of our last videos, and it's doing really well here. This is a pigeon pea. Behind that is leucaena. Then we have jujube that's in dormancy, and one behind that. Another citrus, bananas, lab up on the rafters there. We've been harvesting the seed for that. So whatever little open space we have, we're going to fill it in with whatever plants will fit in for that time frame. You can see the papayas back there, and the banana and the sauna in the background, and the passion fruit. So again, this is part of our stream of consciousness gardening, where the perennial polyculture is ongoing, and there are little opportunities, little pulses of time where we can put something else in and get a small yield and add diversity to the whole picture.